Oh yeah, welcome to Eviliv3, a celebration of my favorite tabletop role-playing games. This is a sister channel to Eviliv. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, because today we're beginning our What We Do in the Shadows Vampire the Masquerade actual play with this session 0, and I've got most of the amazing team together. Team Venture, everyone. No one? Anyone? Yeah! All right, so because we're missing a couple of people, I'm just gonna start by having the people who are here introduce themselves. Now this is session 0, so we're creating characters today. So maybe when you're introducing yourself, give us a basic concept of the type of a character you're looking to create today. So let's start with you, Colin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Yeah, I think Nandor is definitely more the the massive warrior guy. Like he's successful. It's just he doesn't seem like he is. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's a good template to go after, though. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Nandor the Relentless. Put it that. All right, that's a good one. Okay, so next up, Dana. Next. It's okay. Just when you think of a vampire character you would like to play, what do you think? Hell yeah, that's a good place. That's like the bar. Bram Stoker was still trying in his day, and he didn't know about it. Okay. Yeah. So you're just making yourself? It's boring. All right. Not bad. I like Louis. What about Lauren? See what I did there? L- l- What are you gonna do? What does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah. Okay. Right. No, I dig it. I dig it. So, if you can log into Roll20, I can assign your character sheet to you. All right. Let me send you a link here. Oops. You got it? No, I'll just send a link in Skype. You don't need to search too much. All right, so Cameron, have you thought about this at all? What do you think about your character? What do you want to do? So like you. Ooh. Ooh. If a fucking witch's hat doesn't show up in this goddamn campaign, I'm going to fire you. That would be amazing. All right. That's a great concept to go with. What about you, Kyle? Yeah, just what kind of like character do you want to create for this game? Oh man. So let me try to. I want to try to understand this. So it's so you're going to be leading the charge of cancel culture. Okay. Okay. So that's a good place to start. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah. That would be a good one to channel. That'd be really nice. Hmm. Awesome. Awesome. It's a little bit Beetlejuice too, where Lydia is doing the online ghost show thing. So spoiler if no one's seen that. All right, well let me give you a little introduction to the world, and then let's talk about how your characters are actually interacting with each other, because you are all going to be part of the same coterie, which is another version of like you're in the same party or the same group. So here we go. There's a realm of darkness that dwells just underneath our reality. This realm of shadows features terrifying monstrosities, blood-sucking creatures of the night, who will as likely destroy you as reply with a good evening. The quiet town of Cedar Creek, Missouri, deep within the Ozarks, is the domain of Gustav Dirkenvold. He has permitted a coterie to exist within his borders on the premise that they will protect the Masquerade on behalf of the Camarilla and go out of their way to stop any anarchs should they reveal themselves. But who is a part of the coterie? What vile beasts that hide in the shadows will fill their ranks? That is what this session 0 is about to discover as we make our characters for this, What We Do in the Shadows, Vampire the Masquerade game. All right, so as people are coming in, we'll just sort of invite them to jump in and start making their characters as well. But you should all be assigned your character sheets. I'm just going to show this for the benefit of everyone else here. You're all assigned your character sheets. We are all going to be operating within like the same house where you're a coterie. So whether or not you get along with each other is entirely up to you guys. But you will be living together, and you're kind of in charge of this weird Ozark domain, which is filled with drug running, gun running, rednecks, just crazy wild hicks, and pretentious yuppies who are, escaping their cities in their second or third homes and just coming out to enjoy the recreation. And of course, there's the holiday surges as well. So it should be an interesting location for you all to sort of play around in. He is a prince. So he is not someone that you guys are probably going to be seeing very often. Yeah, but he might pop in, and if he does, it's a huge deal. That's up to you. You got to work for that. You can't just walk in on the street and own it. You got to kill some mother mamma jammas. Literal centuries. All right, so I'm hearing that you guys cannot be heard on the stream. Oh, okay. You know what? The reason why you guys couldn't be heard on the stream was because I had it muted, which is what I think happened from all of last night's game because it was set as a mute. So I think the whole last half of last night's game, it was just me talking.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
No. We gotta go and try to do the voiceover.
How horrible is that? Oh my god.
We were so funny, Adam.
I know.
All those
our
jokes
best
we
material
told.
ever.
Hey, I'm being gay over here. What do you want, eh? I'm focusing on one thing. That's smoking meat poles. Okay, now that we've got that covered, go ahead and open up your characters. There's a couple steps that we're going to have to go through to make characters. Thank you, Chris, who is tuning in but not here for some reason, for letting me know about that.
A fucking weirdo. What are you doing? Hop in a damn stream.
Girl, get over here.
Girl, you best get your ass over. All right, so we know your core concept of your characters that you've sort of outlined together. Before we dive into the nitty gritty, how do you think you guys first met? Who wants to throw out some ideas here? Like, what were some of the interactions that brought you together?
I just kind of randomly show up to things and stand in the corner, smoke a clove cigarette.
Nice. That's not
It's
pretentious.
like the uninvited.
I mean, me and Rob, we're in the same clan and shit, but he's not here, so he can't vouch for that. But we've known each other for a couple of centuries.
So, and that's the other thing that we're going to have to determine here at the end of this is how old you are. No one can be like the oldest, which is the sort of antediluvians, but you can be the generation under them, or as more recent than that, depending on what you want to do with your character. So,
based off my backstory, I have to have been born in 1807 for anything to make sense.
Okay.
So,
Or
I hope that's
you were
okay.
born in the late 19th century and you just believe you were born.
That's where I'm.
But
I'm
a
less than
part
100
of-
years
Convince
old.
everybody.
But a
Okay.
man from Lewis and Clark's journey found me.
Oh wow, okay. That's fun.
He's a fur trapper.
I
I
You
told you
supply
I went-
all
I
of the
went
merkins
hard.
for horror films. No.
No, he's a male
Adam.
stripper.
Oh my bad.
His alter ego is a male stripper.
Yes, yeah, Kyle?
Can I have one of the Knights Templar from the 12th century find me?
Ooh. Yeah, why not? That'd be interesting. So at
Oh,
what
for real?
point I don't
Okay,
care.
I'll be-
I mean, you're not going to be the antediluvian bloodline, but you can definitely, or generation, but you can be the one after that, which is like the 4th generation, I think. I don't really mind. I just want it to be interesting how you guys came, how you first were embraced, how you first got turned, because that's a huge part of what makes you you. And then on the other side of that, when you got to the new world, if you did travel here, and how you guys got together and when you got together. So do you guys know each other before, let's just say the 17th century? Were you guys around before the United States was a thing?
I have
I
a guest on the
officially.
podcast.
I was born in like one of the territories that would eventually become Wyoming, so
Okay.
pre-America-ish.
Yeah.
But I made sure I was still in the age range that I wasn't the oldest one. I am because I know those aren't available to the player characters. But I
So
am the
what
next
is-
step down.
What is the age limit?
So,
I was trying to skim through this, couldn't find it.
yeah, I mean, basically you're looking at 1780 is usually as early as you want to go, because
Okay.
the antediluvians are basically what it is Cain was the first vampire-ish, depending on the version of the stories you want to go with. And then he had 3 children. They sort of overthrew and they had their children, and then their children overthrew and killed the 3 parents, and those are the antediluvians. So everyone is after that. No one's them or before that. So it's 4th generation on, if memory is serving right.
Gotcha.
Oh, I feel so bad for last night's stream. No one can hear it. Oh, dude, that's
I
so
know.
tough.
We
No
were
one's
the
saying
funniest we've
either.
ever been.
Man.
Ever?
People were talking like they could hear us though on the stream. I remember one person quoted what somebody said.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, maybe not.
maybe.
I don't know. Maybe Chris did it. He used his mental vampire powers from afar. All right, so the first thing that we need to determine now is how you guys got together. So we're operating in Ozarks in Missouri. That's where the setting is, but that's not necessarily where you're from. Were you guys like this? Were you demoted to this location because you were unsuccessful in your previous region? Were princes passing you around because they don't, you're sort of like the troublemakers that don't ever really get things done, or they have to look after you too much, or you're too much of a hassle? Or are you super great at what you guys do, and they moved you here because they knew you could clean up the area?
No, I like it first.
I'm a wanderer. Sorry, go ahead.
You can be a
I
wanderer.
like the first premise. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are just like not good at what you do. You just fuck up a lot. That's okay.
I mean,
My character's
a,
whole.
I'm a nomad that sucks at everything, so it was I was thinking about going this way. Oh yeah, you totally should. You'd be great down there.
Did you send those poor Donner Party people that way? Is that you?
So right now we're like, this is set in modern times. You guys are just, old enough to have had all those previous life experiences. Dana, what about your character, you think?
So I think I'm probably more of the I'm really good at my job.
Okay.
We're here to,
Detail oriented.
help people.
So maybe you were brought in to help clean up the group. Oh my gigantic cat.
That's our familiar.
Yes, that's my familiar.
That happens a lot over here too. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. They want to be with you all the time.
Okay.
So yeah, that kind of charismatic, I'm here to help. I'm here to make sure that everything goes smoothly.
I dig it. All right. So with that in mind, then let's move on to your actual characters. So there's a little character creation summary chart that I'm sort of following through that's based on page 136 of the Vampire the Masquerade core rulebook. Now, I shared out a version that I found online for you guys. I'm assuming it's the same one. I'm hoping it is. It should be the 5th edition version. I know that they've revised some of it because it has some problematic language and stuff like that, but I don't think the core rules or game itself changed any. But again, this is my first time playing this version, so. So
30 words.
yeah, that's kind of our culture now.
Mm.
We just have to shake our fist at it or just accept it. So clan and sire. So your sire is going to be the person who, I think that's the one who gave you the embrace, right?
Yep.
The person who turned you to the darkness. So that's clearly going to fall into the backstory that you guys have started brainstorming already. So we don't necessarily need that called out this second, but there should be a place on the character sheet here. Let me see. I created a character just to figure out how to do this. Yeah, so there's a place in the character sheet where you can name yourself, of course, and then if you want to name your sire, you can. If you don't know who the sire is, that's fine too. That might become a part of the actual game. So I have a loose 3-act structure for the game that we're going to be playing. It's going to take more than one session, but I'm keeping it loose because I want your characters to inform everything that happens. Your backstories are going to affect the ongoing theme of the story and stuff like that. So the choices that you make here are going to then pay into how the campaign moves forward. So the Chronicle, I think, is just going to be what we do in the shadows. Your sire is, if you know who it is, go ahead and feel free to name them. And the clans. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total clans. The Thin Bloods, they really don't have any power. So I'm not sure anyone would want to be that unless they want a real comedic type character that's just not effective at anything. But you can certainly do it. So each of the clans have a sort of little synopsis or something before you actually get into the meaty text, which gives you a good idea about who they are. It also has some pretty good imagery to showcase what some of these types of people in the clan would look like. So your clan is basically like your class or your race, if in other role-playing parlance. So Bruja is like the learned clan, rabble, punks, hipsters, Prometheans, rebels, philosopher kings, and Hellenes. The gangrel are pretty much like the clan of beasts, animals, ferals, savages, barbarians, outcasts, wolves, strays. Malkavians are the clan of the moon, lunatics, madmen, jesters, oracles, dervishes, visionaries, and children of Malakov. Nosferatu, I mean, we all know. Horrors, the clan of hidden sewer rats, lepers, hives, carnies, scabs, vagrants, warlocks. Toreador are the divas, the clan of the rose, degenerates, artisans, harlots, auricolites, I don't know, hedonists, sensates, and perverts, which is pretty much like most of us here. Tremors are usurpers, warlocks, hermetics, thaumaturge, transgressors, broken clan, blood witches. Ventru are the clan of kings, blue bloods, tyrants, warlords, patricians, Borgias, and the cult of Mithras. The caitiff are the clanless, panders, orphans, trash scum, freestylers, which also kind of falls in line with us. And then the thin bloods are the duskborn, Mercurians, thin bloods, young ones, runoff weaklings, chameleons, and abortions, which, right? So, you guys are filling out your own individuals. Lauren, what do you think? What clan are you thinking about going into?
I am going into the Gangrel, I think is how it's pronounced.
Okay.
Gengrel.
Yeah, so the gangrel,
the
beasts.
The ones who can shapeshift, yeah.
Nice. Okay. What about you, Cameron?
The Toreador.
Toreador, really?
Yeah, it just makes sense. I'm a fucking douchey artist, so got to be in a douchey artist clan.
All right. Kyle, what do you think? Are you there, Kyle?
Did he drop out?
No, Kyle dropped out.
Oh,
He dropped
shit.
out mid-blunder.
Damn it. All right. He's just like, fuck this game. These people suck. Dana, what about you?
I am thinking of doing was it the Bruja?
Bruja. Nice. Nice. I'm adding Chris here because he is here. So give me 1 second, please. All right, I assigned you your character, Chris. Now let me get you the link for Skippy. Skippy.
Skippy! I love that. I like how McDonald's McNaldo's.
I put the link to Skype in the chat. All right. Now, as soon as you get into Skype, I will add your camera so everyone can see your beautiful blues or browns or... Actually, I have no idea what color your eyes are. Sorry. So you're going to be
Well, aren't you just a
Bruja.
terrible friend? God.
No. Normally, I gaze longingly in my friend's eyes, but it's just the camera whenever I'm streaming. Colin, what do you...
I
thinking?
think Malkavian has to be the one. Sort of getting the concept here.
Yeah, I think that would be hilarious.
I was embraced by just an absolute mental case who had all these wonderful stories, and I believed them, and then I made it my story.
Nice. So each of these clans have your archetypes. What's that? Oh, I thought.
I think that was you hearing yourself speak through somebody else's microphone.
Oh, my bad.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry about that.
Yeah, you
Thanks,
better
guys.
be. You All right, let's see. You having a life. How dare you?
It's actually not even me. The kids have a life. I don't have one.
Oh, well, that's a choice. You're letting them. You could just... okay, so we've already gone through this with everyone else, but for you, what are you thinking about as sort of like the type of a vampire you want to make for this?
So the guy I have in mind is Morty Longtooth. He's like a really ancient vampire who's like super, super old. He's blind as a bat. And
do you just
and,
squeal to find things?
A lot of times he thinks he's like with a woman, but it's really like a coat rack and stuff like that. Yeah, he's really old. He's hard of hearing. He's blind.
That's dope.
So that's Morty
That's
Longtooth.
a great idea. All right, Morty, are you gonna affect a New York accent?
I was thinking like an old Jewish woman's accent for some reason.
All right.
I don't know.
That works. Morty. All right. That's the wrong hole. So that's a good idea. Now, have you thought about the clan? Are you familiar with the clans?
I'm not. I was going to ask you for suggestions with that, but I just figured like he's kind of like always been around and like the people in the group like put up with him because he's just like that racist old uncle that like you just have to deal with because he's not that he's racist, but just like you have to deal with this guy because he's like family.
It's not that he's racist; it's that you are and you're playing him. So
Sure.
it just comes through.
Sure.
All right, so I don't think Bruja would fit very much. Anyone else chime in to let me know what you think.
I'm thinking Nosferatu. He could be
that would be good.
Philip. I could see him being like a Philip character.
That was kind of my idea.
I think that'd be good. Nosferatu. Be a clan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Welcome back, Kyle.
he's like Uncle Peter.
Yeah.
It's Always Sunny as a Nosferatu.
I made an It's Always Sunny reference yesterday. Where were you?
Yeah, on the PG-13 channel, talking about a boy's hole.
Soul. Soul.
You said soul?
Soul. What did you hear?
I
That's
heard
the
a
joke.
little boy's hole.
That's the joke.
Okay.
That's in
My
the
bad.
show.
So, Kyle, what clan were you thinking?
Tremere, because I think
Right.
it would go with my online magic podcast YouTube channel.
Yeah. I just love that you're gonna be walking around live streaming, doing magic. Are you gonna do like Chris Angel, like on the street magic, just walking up to people with your like GoPro camera or something?
That's what it'll be. It'll be bangs down and
How did you do that?
Just all close up magic.
Mind free.
Yeah.
magic.
I mind frucked ya.
He's constantly just like pulling quarters out from behind people's ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing
Let's like pay
crappy
for
card
things too.
tricks. The cards fall out of my sleeve.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so your character sheets, you can go ahead and put down your clans. Now, each of your clans are going to have different archetypes. So each archetype is going to influence some of the abilities and stuff. So this is going to be something where you're going to have to kind of, well, the archetype not so much, but the disciplines definitely are going to influence. You're going to have to kind of look through your individual clans and really get a feel for the options so that we can actually finish creating your characters. But now that you have your clan, we have to figure out your attributes. And so I'm going to be doing it with the basic introduction of how to do it for new players, which is your attributes are basically your physical, social, or mental, and they're broken down by individual skills underneath those. So take one attribute and add 4 dots into it. 3 attributes have 3 dots, 4 attributes have 2, and 1 attribute has 1. So you'll have a 4, 3 3s, a 2, and a 1 for your attributes. So while you're thinking about that, this is clearly going to pay into the type of character that you're thinking about you're wanting to create. If you're definitely, not like a bruiser, like going up trying to punch people, then strength probably isn't very important to you.
How many 3 dots did you say?
There's 3 3s.
3 3s,
Yeah.
4 2s,
4
and
2s
1.
and 1 1.
Okay, I
So
got my character.
1 4, 3 3s, 4 2s, 1 1. So Kyle, what did you put your 4 in? What's your most important attribute?
Well, I was thinking charisma.
Yeah, you're a performer. I mean, manipulation might be interesting as well.
I got 3 dots in manipulation.
Oh, nice.
I'm not a real mental powerhouse, so. But yeah, I did a physical, 2 strength, 3 dex, 3 stamina, 4 charisma, 3 manipulation, 2 composure.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at resisting blood frenzy apparently.
So your health and willpower are going to be also influenced by how you distribute your attributes. They're made up between them. So health is based on stamina and what is the other one? It's Maxim and stamina. What is Maxim? I don't know. 6 plus 10
Yeah,
plus 2. Willpower is your composure and resolve. That creates your total willpower. This is all going to come into play when we're actually like interacting with the world during the first session of the game, and we'll go through, you know, whenever there is a time to roll when we do it. But again, this isn't like a Dungeons and Dragons game where you're just like running through dungeons, killing monsters and stuff. This is much more of a story that we're sharing and telling together. There will be times where you're going to have to use your abilities and skills and powers and stuff. It's just not hack and slash, you know. It's not like God of War or something. All right, so Cameron, what did you do for your 4 attributes?
All right, so basically starting from the left, I got 2 strength, 2 dexterity, 3 stamina, 4 charisma, 3 manipulation, 2 composure, 3 intelligence, 1 wits, and 2 resolve.
Nice. What about you, Lauren? Where'd you put your 4?
I'm trying to decide if I want to put it in stamina or resolve based off my character, based off, you know, an old-timey fur trapper who's, you know, probably going to be doing a lot of moving around all day. That feels like stamina would be the best one to put that in, and then drop my other 3 into either resolve or wits.
Nice. Okay. All right. Dana, what about you?
So far, I have my 4 in wits. And then I'm still kind of figuring out where I want to put everything else. I'm still kind of figuring out what all these do.
Yeah. Well,
I don't really know
you'll
the
be able to move them
attributes.
around throughout this whole process, because as you start looking at your
Okay.
disciplines and you realize that it might require you to have X or Y for your intelligence or wit, for example, you might want to move them around at that point too. So we'll get there too. So don't worry about locking anything in at this point. Colin, what are you putting your 4 in?
Okay, so I put 4 manipulation, charisma, and wits,
Nice.
and resolve. Basically, what it is, I want people to believe what I believe.
Yeah.
And convince them.
Hell yeah. That's my life. No one ever does. Chris, what about you? What are you putting your 4 dots in?
So I'm thinking, because he's like stubborn, he's like this old stubborn guy. So I'm thinking resolve, at least 2 or 3. I'm still trying to figure out what's better. And then I don't know. What is manipulation useful for? Just like trying to convince other people to.
Yeah, I think it is pretty much straight up like that.
So, yeah, I think maybe some manipulation, because he's got to convince people to help him if he's blind. So he's got to have some of that. So yeah, maybe wits.
Do you just
resolve.
keep Boy Scouts around just to help you?
Exactly.
That's why I keep
It's
the
like-
boys.
It's like a horror version of the movie Up. Yeah, where he just
Jeez. Brings
Exactly right.
up a whole new context.
Nice.
All right.
I'm sorry, Adam. Can you say again how many
Yeah.
3s and 2s we get?
Yeah, so there's 3 3s. Let me try to find the
And then
2s again.
4
I just
2s.
lost.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's 3 3s, 4 2s. Yeah, and 1 1.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and now once you have, just know that your health equals your stamina plus 3. That's where your health comes into play. Your willpower is your composure and your resolve. So the more willpower you have, of course, the more you can resist or maybe leverage that. Skills. Now we need to choose some skills. And basically I'm breaking it down as the sort of characterization process here, where there's 3 options. You can be a jack of all trade, which gives you 1 skill at 3 and 8 skills at 2 and 10 skills at 1. There's balanced, which is 3 skills at 3, 5 skills at 2, and 7 skills at 1. And specialist, which is 1 skill at 4, 3 skills at 3, 3 skills at 2, and 3 skills at 1. And the difference between that is really just how spread out you want your abilities to be. Do you want to be good at a lot of things or just good at a couple things? and that's going to just entirely be based on your character concept and how you want to roll this thing.
So I had a question also.
Yeah.
So with the Tremere, it said that I got a bonus of occult or specialized occult.
Yeah, let's see. Which one is that? Do you remember where you saw that? Just so I can look at the same place.
Yeah.
Because you're going to end up choosing 2 disciplines out of the 3 that each of your clans offers. And those disciplines are going to... What's that?
It was Osiris is my predator.
Oh, yeah.
That was what gave me the bonus.
So predators, when do you choose that? So that's going to be the last thing that I have people usually go to, because most of your characters are already going to be built by then. But that, I mean, that is going to be something to consider also. If you already know that that's where you want to go, just know that specialists, which I think once you get to occult with that predator types are just how you feed, basically. So usually gives you a specialist, and that specialization is different than just the regular usage. Because, for example, if your specialization is academics, well, you're only knowledgeable about one aspect, the specialization of academics. So whether that's theology or I don't know, bidets, you know, whatever.
I was assuming I fed on.
Why did you specifically pick bidets?
Don't try to get in my head, all right? I don't even understand
fantastic.
it. It's just all over the place. It's because I want one right now. Anything warm on my butthole. That's where I am. It's early and cold. So, so what kind of do you want to have, a more broad skilled character, Lauren, or do you want a narrow skilled person, or balanced?
I'm thinking jack of all trades makes the most sense for him. I also can't help thinking of the jack of all trades like saying in its entirety.
Can you tell me what it is? Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, jack of all trades, but master of none is worth far more than a master of one.
Oh, nice. All right. So in the chat, I put down the stats for the jack of all trades on how you need to distribute your skills. What about you, Cameron? What are you thinking about the type of skill distribution you want to do?
Kind of think specialist.
Right.
Sorry, I'm trying to fucking find where the damn chat is. Too many buttons to click on.
It'll be the first button in the top right. Little talk bubbles.
Okay, there we go.
So if you're thinking specialist, let me copy and paste that in the chat as well, so you can see it. So that's gonna be 3 skills at 3.
Okay.
3 at 2.
Cool.
3 at 1. And what about you, Kyle?
I went with the balanced.
Nice.
And just went with, like, 1 athletics, 1 brawl, 3 drive, larceny, stealth,
Nice.
performance.
Right.
Yeah, burglary.
Yeah.
And the occult was the only one that I had a question on with the Osiris thing. But outside of that, I just kind of distributed them.
Okay. What was the question about the Osiris?
With the occult.
So you add the specialty of occult or performance. It's your choice. If you wanted to do occult, let me look at the stats here. Where are they? Sorry, people watching. This is probably super exciting. Why can't I find the... Oh, standard feats. Where's occult? There are you. Am I looking at this wrong? Where the hell are these skills? If you guys see it before I do, please just call it out. So
On the character sheet?
no, in the book, in the manual.
Oh, control F it.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh. There's probably a lot of occult.
Yeah, In a vampire book.
Yeah.
There's
in
all
a
sorts of
vampire
occult
book.
references.
What kind of a skill is it?
That's what it's well, it's under the, so the skills are distributed basically the same frame as the mental, social, and physical, so it's a mental. Why can't I find this damn thing? The skills are listed somewhere. This is killing me.
Do you want the page for the summary sheet? I'm looking at it, and I don't see a cult. But
No, that's not going to be on that. I'll find it. It'll just take me all day. It's all right. Basically, it just means you're going to have to choose a specialty from that. Why am I not able to find this damn thing?
I found it. 170. 172 technically, including the cover.
Yeah, our books are different.
Oh no.
I just put a link in the chat
Oh, I see it.
to
Oh yeah.
it's a Paradox wiki, and they have the whole thing in
sweet.
wiki form. That's what I'm
That's
using
helpful.
right now.
Yeah, this book is a little wacky.
Drop
in its
that link.
organization.
Yeah, it's in the chat. So
So the cult represents knowledge of the mystical world extending from rites and practices of Freemasons and stuff. Basically, you need to assign the number of dots to it, and that number tells you what you're capable of in that skill. So if you had 1, you would know the legends of Cain and the Antediluvians, and you may have read the Book of Nod. If you're going to specialize, it shows you the different specialization like options, whether it's alchemy, blood magic, fairies, ghosts, grimoires, infernalism, magi, necromancy, Nodism, parapsychology, Vodun, and werewolves.
Whoa. So I have to put dots into it then. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
But you'll get it because if that's part of your, if that's part of your predator type, then you add that specialty, and it is a specialty. It's not just a thing. So you'll have 1 dot in it by default, and you have to choose the specialty of the listings that I just went over.
All right. It's not letting me add anything now.
So there should be like a little like a little plus thing. It's like a X. If you click on that, it'll drop down, and you'll be able to add your specialization there underneath the occult list. All right, so Dana, what type of skill distribution did you do? Oh, you muted.
I have balanced right now.
Oh, nice.
So I have athletics, firearms, and insight as my 3 dots, and then survival, leadership, awareness, investigation, and technology as 2. I'm just kind of filling in my 1 right now.
Nice. Colin, how about you?
I went for specialist, so 4 dots in stealth, 3 dots in persuasion, subterfuge, and insight.
Okay.
And what have I got left? 3 skills with 2 dots. Then I went into occult, investigation, and awareness.
All right.
I've got 1 more.
I think that works.
3 skills with 2 dots. No, sorry, and 3 skills with 1 dot. So then, 1 dot in streetwise, 1 dot in leadership and performance. That's it.
Okay. How about you, Chris? What type of skill distribution are you going to do?
I'm thinking like a jack of all trades type. He's just been around so long, like he knows a little bit about a lot of stuff, but he's not good enough to be very proficient at any one thing.
Right.
It's just like a balance, I guess. Yeah, I'm still going through with each of them.
So the jack of all trades gives you 1 skill at 3. What do you think you're going to do for that one? It's like your best skill.
I I guess academics. I kind of don't want them to be very proficient at something useful. It's got to be something like really, like if you need an answer on like who, a trivia question from the 1400s, he'll know it. But that's not gonna come up very often. So maybe academics.
Right. Nice.
Like he's good on Jeopardy, but unless he's on Jeopardy, he's not going to help anyone.
Right. Okay. Well, you get everyone gets to add a free specialty to academics, craft, performance, and science if you have those skills. The specialties are going to be found up in that core traits area. It'll be listed underneath. So, for example, awareness, some of your specialties would be ambushes, camouflage, conceal objects, etc. So as you guys are filling out your skills, let's look at what might be next to consider while you're doing that. The next thing is going to be disciplines after you're done with skills. Disciplines is basically the powers that you can use as a vampire, as a vampire. And that, of course, is going to inform how you play your character. So each of your clans has 3 disciplines. You get to choose 2 of them. And you put 2 dots in one of them and 1 dot in the other. Dots are basically the level of skill you have in that discipline or skill or attribute. The more you play the game, then the more points you get in order to raise those as well. So it's very much sort of the line of like Star Wars West End Games game we played, where you raise each skill. So, Lauren, are you done with your skills?
Yeah.
That was convincing. All right.
No, I am.
What's your clan again? Your gangrel?
I am, yes.
So what are the 2 disciplines you think you want to be? So you have animalism, protean, and fortitude to choose from.
Where's that at again? Is it
So
underneath there?
Page 72. Yeah, just go to the clan description.
Okay.
So animalism, a gangrel can use animalism to take on an animal companion, sometimes called a famulus.
That's it. That is the one.
You want a companion? What kind of animal companion are you thinking?
I have a wolf.
Wolf.
Yes.
It can be used for hunting, spying, and attacking. Some gangrel will turn pets on their owners. What? Hound vagrants with packs of dogs or lure strays to them for a quick feeding. All right.
There we go.
That's one of them. You also have to choose between protean and fortitude. So fortitude gives you a sense of fearlessness and allows you to hunt across harsh terrains and take bullets and knife blades without worry. And protean straddles the line between vampirism and shape-shifting. The discipline allows you to take on physical properties of another creature. That's cool.
That's the other one.
All right. So one of those you get to put 2 points in, and the other one you put 1 point in. And then you can look at the disciplines starting down on page 243 to tell you what those dots tell you about the discipline. You guys, each of the disciplines has that little X expanding icon that you can click and fill in the information there if you want for quick reference. So you can fill it out in your character sheets. Really detailed. All right, so you've got your 2. Cameron, are you done with your skills?
For the most part, I know I got to add some extra shit because of my clan, but
yeah,
I'll get to that in a second.
You gotta add that white hood.
Yeah. Let's see. So
you're a Tremere?
Yeah. No, I'm Toreador.
Toreador, my bad. All right, so your disciplines are Auspex, Celerity, and Presence. Have you thought about which ones you want?
No, because I'm a
It's okay.
dumb
So Auspex
product.
Toreador are ever on the hunt for exquisite experiences and use Auspexes to identify the most susceptible vessels and those who might, through their feelings and temperament, offer new tastes and sensations to the drinker during the feed. Toreadors also frequently use the discipline on other kindred, catering to their desires or antagonizing them with truths they should not know. So that's still not clear to me what that means.
Well, I was looking up the definition, and basically it's like a soothsayer. Like, essentially, I can fucking read omens or something.
Voyeur, scryer, animavisus. Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea. So we'll say that.
Discern truths from lies, probe the mind of those around them, and perceive reality on a different level. All right.
There we go. Yep. Nope. I'll take that.
It'll be like us on Man Camp.
Yes. Well, something.
Presence. Now, so you're definitely going to take Auspex, or you're thinking about it?
Yeah. No, I'll definitely take that one.
Okay, so celerity is the Toreador claim they're not combatants, but few move as swiftly as the degenerate using celerity to cut an opponent to ribbons before they can even... So it's basically speed, it looks like. In feeding, they use the discipline to take what they need from the vessel and vanish before a mortal realizes the truth of what has occurred. So you're like super fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then presence, it is used in concert with Auspex to manipulate the emotions of kindred and kind. Presence can guarantee an appreciative audience or cause the failure of another artist. Oh, nice.
Shit. It's probably... Yeah, I'll probably go with Auspex and celerity.
Okay. So definitely look at the definition of those to see which one you want to put 2 dots in and which one you want to put 1 dot in. And Kyle, what are you thinking for your disciplines? What's your
Dominate, blood sorcery,
What was your clan again?
Tremere.
Blood sorcery. That sounds cool as hell.
It does, but it's probably not as cool as it sounds.
Using blood sorcery, you can convey devastating attacks on an opponent's mind and body, defend themselves, and ease their feeding. Cool. And dominate. It's a discipline that lets you get away with thievery, backstabbing, and unjust murder of a clan member's ghoul are all made easier by the ability to control the mortal's mind and body. So you're just dominating them mentally and physically. Nice. Okay. Dana, what are you thinking about for your disciplines?
I am going to do celerity.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you pronounce it?
I have no idea. I say celerity.
Celerity? Sure. Sounds good. And then potence.
Nice. What was your clan again?
Bruhan.
Bruha. Witch.
Bruha.
Yeah, you have to do that for every time you enter a room. Bruha.
Bruha.
So celerity, strike. That's the speed one that we had talked about. And potence, you said you wanted to do.
Yeah.
So let's see. Use potence as a devastating weapon, cutting short any confrontation with destructive finality. The clan preaches a connection to humanity. The member often takes what they want by force, and it's simpler to hold a kind in place or crack their skull open and drink its insides than negotiate for a mouthful of blood. Wow. Okay. That's scary. Colin, what do you think? What's your...
I'm thinking influencing presence.
Okay. Let me see here. I'm reading these out for the... If we ever have an audience member that wants to watch this, they can also understand what they are. So you seek to influence others through words, images, or the use of their disciplines, whether it be for the purpose of pleasure, or forget the problem, or to comply with the whispers of the cobwebs. Oh, yeah. You can use that to be crazy. That'll be cool. What was the other one?
But I want people to believe my craziness.
Yeah.
And the other one's bad analyst.
Bad analyst. That's the name of it. Wow. The analyst is a therapist in life, excelling in helping others through personal cries, or maybe they use their experiences from their own agonized psyche as there it is, guiding light, prying open the minds of their patients and victims. Nice. Okay. Oh, wow. You had 4 options in yours.
I think I get obfuscate.
Oh, wait. No, that's... Bad analyst is not the discipline. That's the archetype.
Oh, is it right? Oh, shit.
So your disciplines are Auspex, Dominate, and Obfuscate.
Obfuscate, I think I have to take, or I get.
Oh gosh.
Use it for, let's see, obscure the court from scheduled corners or play tricks on their prince. Others secret themselves in the house wards and care homes for the kind. Okay. So you're basically just changing your appearance with that?
Yeah, basically, you just invite yourself in or be invisible or they see you as somebody they've always known. So this is what I'm thinking with my character. Somehow I've just arrived at this house. Nobody remembers exactly when I come in, but I've always seemed to be there, and everyone seems to know me, and it's okay.
What?
As I'm just happen to be here.
What about the
then
other
I'll
one? Auspex or
go
dominate?
dominate.
Oh,
I
okay.
think dominate. Because it's all about projecting my will.
Yeah. No, I dig it. It's probably super annoying hearing me eat. Sorry, guys. I'll stop. It's just a delicious donut sitting right in front of me.
Oh, the
I've
temptation.
never stood a
It's
chance.
too much.
Donuts.
Oh. Chris, what about you? What's Your, what's your clan again? You're Nosferatu. What disciplines do you think?
I was gonna actually ask for some poll the audience. What button
nice.
polls the audience?
Yeah, that's a good question. We don't have
I
an
mean,
audience,
how about
so
poll the players? Fuck, man.
Are we the audience?
We are
Yes,
the audience.
For the audience.
Potence, obfuscate, or animism. Animalism. Those are the three. So you can get a pet.
Animalism. It makes you crave animal blood, by the way.
Mm.
That might fit if he's like what was his name in the movie? If he's kind of like that, if he's that far turned or whatever.
I'm not sure I remember that.
Are you talking about Peter?
Peter, yeah.
What's going on?
But the thing
Yeah.
with Peter was everybody spoke to him. Everybody went and spent time with him. It's a bit of an enigma. The
Yeah.
horrible Nosferatu in the basement, but every character always seemed to go and spend time with him.
Yeah, I was thinking something along that. So maybe the animalism then.
So that's, I mean, it increases your spy network, gaining familiars around the delivery of messages and granting the ability to suddenly swarm an opponent with a horde of rats, bugs, or birds. I mean, this is giving you power over animals. So if that's what you want, that would be a good option. Obfuscate, of course, it enables you to blend in with others, but also masquerade that which defines their clan, your horrid appearance, because that's what Nosferatu look like. And then that might be good if you're planning on like mingling with kind or normal humans. Potence, rapidly neutralize foes. That's like an attacking one, it looks. Incinerate the vessel before feeding and fleeing or breaking an Anarch's Baron's head before vaulting away from their hangouts. So, I don't know, maybe Obfuscate would fit better with your character theme.
I don't think he's gonna be like mingling like a lot though, because he's blind and hard of hearing. So I feel like the animal one by default.
But you get two of them, so two of the three that are presented.
Okay. So obfuscate then.
So you get animism and then
animism.
Either obfuscate or potence. Which one of those two?
Oh, okay. Obfuscate then. That makes sense.
Okay. So the again the rule book will have what each dot, you put 2 dots in one of those, 1 dot in the other one, and it'll tell you what that discipline does at those different levels. So I highly recommend you inform yourself about those so that you can use them during the game itself. All right, let's see what's next after disciplines. Predator. You choose your predator type. So page 175 has the predator type. So this is how you feed. So you have your alley cat, your bagger, like stealing bodies and stuff. Blood leech, you drink from other vampires. Your cleaver, you feed from your mortal family and friends with whom you still maintain ties. Consensualist, you never feed against your victim's will. Farmer, you feed from animals. Osiris is celebrity among mortals, or else you run a cult, a church, or something similar. You feed from your fans or worshippers who treat you as a deity. Sandman, you rely on the stealth and discipline to feed from your sleeping victims. Scene Queen, you rely on familiarity with a certain subculture in order to feed from them. Siren, you exclusively feed while feigning sex. Ooh, hello, nurse. So those are the options.
So how do we know what our blood potency is?
That's going to be your generation. That tells you
Okay.
how potent your blood is.
So for the older people, we probably can't pick farmer because it says you cannot pick this predator type if your blood potency is 3 or higher. Is ours 3 or higher?
That's a
If we're
good question.
old,
So it's probably not going to be that high. Let me see here on the default character thing.
I just have it under the name. I didn't put the number, and I probably should have.
So together with the storyteller and the players, we determine what coterie you. Let's see. So a childer you're embraced within the last 15 years, and that gives you a blood potency of 0. 14th, 6th, 15th, or 16th generation is 0. 12th or 13th generation is 1. 10th or 11th generation is 2.
I'm probably a 2 then.
Yeah, I think this entire coterie is going to be based on older vampires, it seems like. You may employ modern methods like live streaming and stuff like that, but maybe you're from an older time. You were around when talkies were a thing. So everyone, if you want to just do 10 or 11 generation, you'll have a blood potency of 2.
Talkies the chip?
No.
No? Okay.
Silent movies. They're called talkies.
Oh.
Or actually, talkies were when you
You're
first
right.
started talking.
Talkies were the first, yeah.
I didn't
After
know
silent
that.
movies.
I just thought of the chip first.
You're
Apparently,
all,
I'm hungry.
Did we make chips?
I thought we got
That's
rid
why
of
I was
Talkies.
confused. I'm
I
like,
was what?
I could go for a bag of Talkies. Fuck yeah.
Take some Talkies to the Talkies.
Hell yeah. Is that going to be our this show's like food reference, Talkies?
That's a lot easier.
No,
to
that's
get,
way
that's for
too
sure.
loud, man. It's got to still be Cinnabon.
That's true.
It's always Cinnabon.
Which I would like to point out, Adam's donut is not a Cinnabon.
Yeah, I'm breaking the
That's
mold.
true.
I live dangerously.
We got to get them as a sponsor.
Seriously.
And they'd love it.
Keep trying, man. Keep trying.
I think it's possible to get anti-sponsors where they go, do not come near this podcast ever.
I think that's called the cease and desist letter.
Yeah, the company actually makes an official statement.
That's how that's gonna work.
Right.
There's no bad publicity.
All right. So
Shut up, Rachel Zegler.
did everyone determine your disciplines?
Yeah, I did have a question about it though.
Yeah.
So like I chose consensualist because that just seems like something I like how this character would feed. It says add a specialty. So like the medicine persuasion, would that just be a dot on those skills?
So you would
Because
put
I'm
a
not-
dot in the skill that it says to add, and the specialty is the little expanding button. Click that and type in. It'll tell you the examples of the specialties that you can have in that skill at the end of the skill description, and you just need to choose one of those. Does that make sense?
Nope, because I'm not
Alright, give
seeing
me a
the skill
second then.
description anywhere.
Let me see here. So the predator type,
Nope,
which
never
one
mind.
did you do?
Consensualist.
All right, so add specialty of medicine or persuasion. So the medicine would be phlebotomy, because it says it right next to it, and then the persuasion would be victims. So on your character sheet, what's your character's name?
Todd the Vampire.
Nice.
Wait, the whole thing is the vampire? You added?
Yep.
We have to
Yep.
call you that in public?
So
Yep.
I clicked the little button next to the medicine skill, and
Okay.
it expands it. Do you see that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
So
All right,
put
cool.
one dot next to medicine and put phlebotomy under that.
So I thought it was an or, because I was going to choose persuasion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I'm sorry. Then go ahead and
So,
do
okay.
persuasion, and it's going to be victims.
Victims. Okay, cool. So then I just add another dot to persuasion then.
Yeah, just one. Yeah, one more.
Okay, perfect. Then that answered my question.
And then you get one dot of auspex or fortitude, one dot
Yep,
of humanity,
already
all
did
that
that.
good stuff.
Yep.
Dark secret
those.
flaw, masquerade breacher. Oh no, you're letting people know.
I mean,
You're
I
probably
am Todd the Vampire, so.
His name is Todd the
Todd the
Vampire.
Vampire. Yeah.
little on the nose. All right.
But maybe it's a bluff, you know.
Yeah.
He like does it respond if we don't say the whole thing?
Kyle and I have known people who believe they're vampires, so that's not that strange.
Playing this game
Really?
in the 1990s, yeah.
Yeah, they even had a secret little ritual to become one.
Yeah. It was a thing.
All right. You know, everyone's got to have a hobby.
Yeah,
I just grew up with horse girls who just like they like went around the schoolyard galloping.
Like centaurs?
I'm
That's
glad
awesome.
that's where you went with the story, because I thought it was gonna be something way different.
No, they just really liked horses. I don't know where they went after that. Maybe
Sure.
they did.
I got a question.
Centaurs. They're just like, I'm a centaur, hopping around.
Is there a way, like, do we have to fill in like the disciplines? Do we have to basically copy and paste everything from the?
It's up to you whether you want to or not. If you do, you don't have to reference the book,
Oh, okay.
but it's totally up to you whether you want to or not. You should definitely know it though. You know what your 2 dots or 1 dot means as far as power.
Okay.
And then if you fill in any numbers and stuff, because each of the disciplines has like a sub ability that falls underneath it that's based on how many, it's like each level, which is the dot, has abilities underneath it that you can put in there. So for example, presence, you have like awe and daunt for level 1. And those are individual powers allow you to sort of, click the button and it'll reveal it.
Do you get all those powers or just one of those powers? I thought
Everything
you just got
under the
one.
level. So if
Yes,
you're
you've
level
got-
1, you get all the level 1 powers.
Oh.
If you're level 2, you get 1 and 2. At least
And then
that's my
kind of-
interpretation. I mean, I don't know if that's real or not.
What kind of freebie points, or what do we get to spend?
Well, I mean, you only have 2 in one discipline and 1 in the other discipline. But your predator type will give you additional things too.
But I mean, as far as like, don't we get like, or did they do away with that from the old system where you've got you spend your points and then you get so many that you can increase?
Oh yeah, we'll get more points at the very end.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you're finished putting in your predator type, so I'm sorry, Lauren, what was your predator type? Did you say?
Farmer.
Oh, farmer. Okay. How's that going to work? Do you have like animals around you? You feed off your cats or your wolf? I mean.
Oh no, I hunt. I'm a fur trapper. Jeez, I would never.
Okay.
Not my pets.
So you're just constantly on the hunt for beaver, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Gotta sink your teeth in some beaver.
Yeah, I always gotta get me some beaver.
Jeez. Oh,
What?
jeez. All right. And Cameron, you said you were a consensualist. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So how do you convince them? You're like, hey, so would it be okay if I?
Hey, can I suck your blood?
Hi, I'm Todd the Vampire. Have you ever been sucked off? So I can help you with that.
I would. Yeah, that works.
I've
Here's
fallen
my
into that
card.
trap
My
before.
charisma's high enough that shit works almost every time. 60% of the time, it works every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. That might explain a lot of the old men moments I've had. All right. What about you, Kyle? What kind of predator are you? You're Osiris. right?
Sandman.
Osiris.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I said Kyle.
Oh, sorry.
Osiris. So yeah, your YouTube community is who you feed from. You have meetups.
Yep. Well, I do special events where I'll host people, have them on, and then after I see them out, I help myself.
Yeah.
All
This
right.
might be a little too real for what we're doing here. Dana, what about you?
I'm leaning also towards farmer,
All right. You only feed from animals.
but I haven't locked that in.
That should be a lot easier in the Ozarks than in, say, Main City, like New York.
Yeah.
The only thing that'd be easier on the Ozark would be feeding off your cousins.
It's true.
True.
Colin, how about you?
Sandman.
Oh, only the sleeping, huh? So how do you prefer to enter? Do you go through the window? You do like a
Well,
Santa Claus?
I kind of invite myself into people's homes. They sort of know me, you know. I've
Yeah.
always kind of been there.
You just
And
showing
then I
up
drop
again.
them in at night.
Hell
Yeah, just that's basically what my character's going to do. He just kind of shows up, and people don't know why.
Yeah.
But like me, really, you know, I just turn up, and people are like, "How the hell? Why has he been here for like 2 years?"
Nice. I was a little distracted by the cat butt, but okay. Sorry. Dana's cat butt.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. Chris, what's your predator type?
So I was thinking the Sandman too, but the difference is with this guy is that he doesn't realize they're asleep. So he'll go through like a whole like wine and dine process. Like he thinks he's like talking to them, and because he's blind and hard of hearing. So he thinks he's giving them like in the movie where he's giving them like, you know, like a nice night, you know, he's a good listener. And then eventually he gets to gets the job done an hour later, and they've been asleep the whole time.
So we got to get you on Tinder so you can hook up with some people on a daily.
That's where I met my husband. It works.
Sweet. All right.
All right.
Are you blink if you're in trouble, Lauren? Blink twice. I feel like isn't that where like people get captured and stuff?
I get cheese out of the deal. We're sick.
Oh, sweet. You didn't
All
last
right.
Remember,
night.
he's a
Cheese, you
cheesemonger.
say?
That's true. Yeah, marry a cheesemonger.
I will keep that in mind.
Your next marriage.
Yes, after my wife realizes she can do way better.
Okay, so you guys all have your predator type. Make sure you put in all the information that your predator type gives you to add in as well. And then what's next on our list here of things to do? Predator type advantages. All right, so you get 7 points to put into advantages, and you get 2 points to put into flaws. Your predator types might give you advantages and flaws as well, but advantages are basically split between merits and backgrounds. Not all of them are good. You each of them have a flaw side and a merit side, like a good and a bad side. So you can see, just looking through your advantages, starting on page 179, it just gives you a whole bunch of different options. And I'll just sort of let you guys look through those. For the benefit of the audience, I'm just going to name some of these merits here. There's linguistics, which obviously, allows you to communicate. Looks, you can actually like be better, looking or worse looking. Substance use, I think we all know what that means. Archaic is only ancillary or older vampires may take these flaws, but basically that means you haven't been able to adapt to the presence, or you've been long in torpor, which is like when you don't feed, you sort of like go into this paralytic state. Or when you're like damaged, I think. I don't know. I'll figure it out before we play.
Like Underworld or Blade Trinity.
Yeah.
What do you call him? Dominic Purcell's character.
I haven't seen that show in forever.
He was in Torpor, and then Underworld, Marcus, and
right.
They were basically in Torpor until they got awakened.
Yeah. There's feeding flaws and benefits, whether you're good or better or worse at feeding. Mythic merits, like maybe there's like folklore that's based around where you used to live from how you behaved and stuff. Don't take any of the thin blood merits or flaws because none of you are thin bloods. For some of the backgrounds, you can have allies, which will help with, of course, finding potential resources during the game, or maybe you just need to have someone, smuggle you out of a situation. Contacts, obviously, what that is. Fame, of course, the more famous you are, the more you risk becoming known as the vampire. Todd, looking at you. Influence, that's clearly social. Haven means a place to live. So if you guys all want to put 1 point in Haven, that would explain the house that you have, and you would have more power over it. If you don't want to do that, that's fine too. But know that you are going to be all living in the same mansion that's on the screen. Beautiful
I have a
Victorian
dog house
manse.
out back.
Is that where you sleep with your wolf?
Yeah, me and my wolf.
Nice.
I'm not a furry. I'm going to establish that right now. This game will not go that way.
So you say.
I was just going to say, I didn't know you were the DM.
Oh, shoot. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody just set themselves up. That's brilliant.
Sweet.
Yeah, I should shut my mouth. I've learned something today.
So, Chris, what type of advantages do you think you're gonna want?
I'm still trying to figure that out myself. What
Okay.
do you
Does
think? I'm
anyone
just
have-
like,
Oh, good.
yeah. No, just for this type of character. What do you think for an old blind vampire?
I mean, influence might be one. You have the pull of the mortal community, whether through wealth, prestige. Like maybe you have information on someone in the community, or well, maybe that wouldn't work. I don't know. Maybe that would be a flaw for you if you want to choose that as a flaw. One group
Do
of
we
rulers
get-
in the city lives to thwart you and your faction. That would be great.
Actually, be funny. Do we get familiars in this? Like people to like go find?
Animism would be that, or if you have like the Osiris predator type, for example, or like some sort of fame-based predator type, where you just have people that are just around you. That's how you would have a familiar or something like that.
Okay.
But I mean, there's like herd. So you've cultivated a group of vessels from whom you regularly feed without concern. That would be a good advantage. Whereas, you've wined and dined some really nice older ladies that haven't noticed you, drinking their blood in the middle of the night. And so you just keep
From like a
going
nursing
back.
home?
Yeah. You might have a nursing home. You might have some golden girls that you like to visit. Little Blanche.
All right. I'll go with
Just
that.
a blind silver fox.
Yeah. Or he thinks
All the
he's a
nursing
silver
home
fox.
women just love you.
All the nursing
go
home
with that.
men hate you. They're like jealous because you get all the Bettys.
What is presence?
It's what you project. It's your inner power. Is that a skill you're talking about, or?
So it says from the Osiris, I gain 1 dot of blood sorcery or presence. Does that mean I get a 2nd dot of blood sorcery if I picked it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. I get 2 in there. I gotta add some more stuff here. Pulled off the blood sorcery.
I'm trying to find presence. Is that discipline?
I'm just gonna go with blood sorcery, so don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
And spend 3 dots between the fame and herd backgrounds.
Yeah, that'll help you with your feeding for sure.
Is
So-
that the advantages?
Yeah, heard.
Okay.
So advantages are going to start on page 179 with your merits and your backgrounds. Yeah, consuming blood is like the most important part of this. I mean, you are a creature of the night. You're a monster, and you have to feed. If you don't feed, you're going to start getting what is it called? Let me look at it really quick. It's on page reverse side. The blood potency. No, not blood potency. Your hunger is going to go up.
It's like a rampage. Go see what's the word.
Oh, you end up having to do a rouse check. So your hunger goes up, and the more your hunger goes up, those hunger dice, if you get like a 1 in a hunger roll, or if you wake up hungry, for example, you'll have to do a rouse check. And if you fail those checks, you're going to like go into this animalistic need of feeding, and you're just going to run out and try to find someone and kill them, or drink their blood or something. You lose control of any semblance of humanity you have left, and you just fall into the creature that you are, and you just have this need to feed. So that's why you have to regularly feed every single day to keep your hunger down so that you don't suffer the consequence of being too hungry and losing yourself. So it's just that balance you have to find as a vampire. And why that may not be as important for What We Do in the Shadows style game. It is going to be, thrown in there in sort of random moments if you haven't said how you fed for the day, for example, because it might add a little bit of hilarity depending on what happens. So let's have a on the spot chat with someone, like an interview. Colin, your character here. Can you give us what do you think of your flatmates?
What can I say? They're useful. They keep me warm. They keep the lights on. What else do I need?
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about that wolf lady that sleeps out in the back?
I am a man named Silas.
I'm sorry. What do you think of that wolf guy who sleeps out in the back?
So he looks comfortable. He changes the straw every day, so there's nothing worse than somebody who doesn't change their straw. What can I say? But I was just telling you the time, I don't know, when we first go over to this country, it's just fighting the natives and trying to stand our way in their strange rituals with thought we were monsters and that, I was just telling how I managed to broker the first treaty and, let them have a bit of land, and, he quite receptive to it. He seemed to appreciate the story, and I think he saw us out how his own plan sort of came from that as well. I think he was appreciative of my efforts.
Nice. All right. Well, how about you, Chris? Can you tell us about your flatmates? How do you, how were you first introduced to this this family that you found yourself in?
I don't know how many there are, but they're very noisy. They're incredibly noisy. It's either 2 or there's 20. And I want to get to the bottom of it. What's this thing you're pointing at me?
So this is called a camera. We're just making a documentary about your experience here in the Ozarks. Are you completely blind, or is it just light and shadow?
It's a little foggy, but I'm familiar with cameras. If I stand here for 20 minutes, the light goes on top and a bulb burns, and you have my picture.
Yeah, I mean they've been advancing since then, but it's pretty much the same idea. Yeah. When was the last time you had your picture taken?
It feels like yesterday. It's hard to keep a calendar, so I don't really know. It could have been yesterday. Was it yesterday?
All right. Well, you definitely have 7 flatmates. 6 of them are here. Dana,
fantastic.
What's your character's name, Dana, again?
I am Serena.
Serena. So Serena, tell me, what do you think about your flatmates? Do they have any annoying habits? Maybe
They're interesting. Interesting. I would use that word. Yes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Has there ever been any problems with leaving bodies around, or like if you drink halfway full and there's blood over a counter? Is there a good cleaning system that you guys have in this house?
Oh, I don't partake in humans. Thank you. That's
makes us feel a lot better, actually. Okay, so what do you drink from? If you don't drink from humans, I thought vampires had to drink.
yes, of course, but there are other ways that we can get bloods without harming the humans around us. I just don't think, with all of the problems these people are going through today, adding vampires on top of that is really helpful. So no, I go out, I hunt, but I hunt animals rather than people.
Is there a specific type of animal that you prefer over another? What would be your last meal?
That's a good question. I really like deer.
Oh, okay.
Deer are really tasty. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Lauren, what's your character's name?
Silas.
Silas. Can I ask you, Silas? You're sort of with the house, but you're not. Do you feel like living outside puts a barrier between you and the rest of the family?
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Okay. Do you have any problem with? I mean, because it seemed like you were here, meaning literally this continent, before most of the other vampires. Do you feel like they were encroaching on your territory, or how did you react to that?
Everybody's encroaching on my territory. You see all these trees around us? No. It used to be. Now look at us. You got whatever this is in front of me, don't like it. All these people can hear me, don't like it.
Well, why did you agree to the documentary crew being a part of this if you don't like us?
Man, I thought it would be really good for my career.
What is it you do?
Your
Your career.
I don't much care for the banks after I saw what happened in the 1920s and 30s. So after that, I decided to go cash only. Man, the best way I found to do that is by selling my body for women to look at on stage.
I'm sorry.
And I'm pretty good at that.
You're like a Chippendale? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I like them. I like that there's chipmunks in the name of that. That's pretty good. But they won't hire me. They think I'm a little old school, I guess. I mean, I do always look around 28 years old, but I got the mind of someone who was born in 1807.
Okay.
Wait, what happened to the trees? Something. No one told me anything about trees missing. That's a shame. Trees are good.
When we moved from parchment to paper, all the trees were doomed.
Yeah. Well, Cameron, what's your character's name again? Todd the Vampire.
Yes.
So, Todd the Vampire, are you ever worried that people are going to come after you because you name that you're a vampire?
No.
So you've never had any young upstarts trying to hunt you down or anything? Like, do you just fit in with like a gothic counterculture or like?
Pretty much everybody thinks it's just a joke. Because that's how I play it off.
Yeah. So how do you feed? Like, how do you eat? Do you eat animals too?
No. Got a lot of kids around that are the younger 20s, I guess I should say. Sorry, 1777 was when I turned, so a little bit old. Yeah, you got a lot of the folks that hang around and make a game of it. It's kind of a sex thing. So
it's a sex thing. Are we gonna
it's a sex thing.
See any sort of like vampire orgies in this documentary?
I fucking hope so. I really, really hope so.
All right.
I'm working on it.
We still hear about fucking mics being a big disappointment. That's
Fucking Mike.
infamous. Fucking Mike. All right. And Kyle, what's your character's name?
Geronimo Nacho.
Whoa. Geronimo, thanks so much for having some time, setting some time aside from your illustrious career. I think part of the reason why my producers wanted to come and do the documentary here is because you're here a part of it. I mean, you're famous in the online scene. Do you feel any responsibility being an influencer of sorts?
I only feel responsible to give them the best magic show I can give.
When did you first get into magic?
I don't even remember. It's been so long. I dabbled.
All right.
What did you want to talk to me about?
Well, I was
What do you
just
mean?
wondering, do you have like a favorite magic trick that you like to go through? Or do you think of them as tricks, or they're like illusions? Like, how do you approach it?
It depends. If your mom's in the room.
Well, I'm sorry, what? If my mom's in the room,
If she's in the room.
are you like you like try to have sex with people in your magic shows?
You'd have to ask your mom. I don't want to tell you because if it goes bad, your dad's going to blame me. I don't need it.
What is happening? Okay. I don't think I can really understand. What do you think about your other flatmates here? I mean, do they like crash?
They get on my nerves constantly. They interrupt the live streams. I hear them. I'm banging on the walls. I don't know what the blind guy's walking into, God damn it.
We have
I'm not
noticed
waiting
that-
online to see no magic show. That's for sure. I'm not waiting online.
I enjoy rearranging his furniture in his room.
What is that?
Son of a bitch! I knew someone was doing that.
All right.
I'm currently looking into how to get the what do you call it here? The brooms, the mop and bucket with your little mouse, Mickey. I want to do that to his furniture. Have it just chase him around. I think that would be good for the live stream.
Oh, you mean like Fantasia, the Wizard's Apprentice or Sorcerer's Apprentice or
I was
something?
about to say, who let him watch Fantasia? I thought we agreed that was a bad idea.
You cannot stop all this magic.
He's relentless with the magic. He does not relent.
What is this? Oh, did you drop these, sir?
No.
He makes the toilet paper disappear.
Taking the memory cards out of the cameras.
Jeez. All right. So that's kind of what you can expect from some of the, like, once in a while during a moment, like you guys might be engaged in a combat situation, you know, just for some crazy reason. Maybe some rednecks are fighting you over a turkey leg. I don't know, at some sort of carnival or something. We'll stop. I'll actually just have one person on camera at that time pulling you aside and just asking you questions about that event and specifically, you know, how you felt about how other people or the event went and stuff like that. And then we'll get back to the action of and it'll just be basically what they said happened actually just happened, and we'll pick up from there. So it's very much improv and just riffing together and just trying to have a little bit of fun. That's sort of what I'm thinking about. Does anyone have any problems with that? Is that something that you don't want to engage in?
No, sounds cool. Just
That's really fun. I like that.
I think that's
a
kind of
lot.
mandatory. Like if we're gonna make this a What We Do in the Shadows game.
yeah.
Okay.
I do think it's good, but I do think if you could sometimes do two people, I kind of like the
Oh,
that you
right.
can bounce off each
Yeah.
other. Like they sometimes have two people on the couch on the show.
Mhm.
Okay.
I feel like sometimes it's easier to play off each other. I don't know. I mean, both
I
both
think
work.
that's
Isn't it
fine,
usually
too.
just Nadja and Laszlo have something together?
I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes
usually.
you got Nandor and Laszlo. You know, they usually have
Mhm.
like two people no matter what. Sometimes it's like Colin and Net.
Guillermo.
No, it's
yeah.
never Colin. It's Colin Robinson. They
What?
never call him Colin.
Right.
Have you not noticed?
Right.
They always refer to him as his full title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he is. He's a Colin Robinson. So that's, I think two is good too. Do you guys feel better just riffing off of someone else, or do you want to sort of do a mix between it, like one or two?
I would
I think
say
a
a mix.
mix.
I mean,
I'd
it's
say mix.
Okay.
definitely you know, it depends on the context.
Yeah. All right. It is going to be a little more challenging with the camera, so maybe we'll just be sitting in this normal view because there's not like mini figs to move around a virtual table or anything like that with this type of game. It's all just theater of the mind. So maybe in this particular case, it'll just be in this screen. I'll just call out the two people that are, you know, sort of like proverbially on the couch, and we'll just sort of riff that way. And that way the audience can kind of get a feel for the personalities of everyone individually and then together, and then to see the sort of shenanigans that ensue based on what those two were just sort of just making up about any given situation. So your characters should be, for the most part, finished. Is there any questions about your characters right now? I would just say that make sure you read all of your skills, all of your disciplines, read all of your clans so you understand your powers and abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When it comes
Sorry,
For
on the actual
generation,
Sorry.
sorry, for generation, is there, you said we can't be like first or second, but is there any
Right. So I mean,
Is
I
there
think
anything that we like should strive for?
the oldest I think would be comfortable with right now would be 10th or 11th, and that gives you a 2 blood potency. So you could be a 10th generation, which is still old. You know, I mean, you're looking at like 1780s type
Okay.
um,
I'm a
lifespan.
much more modern vampire.
Okay. And even then, like the generations are this person who sired you. So you may have,
Yeah.
you know, a much older vampire that made you, but you're, you know, just more recently turned. Anyone else? Colin, you had something?
Sorry, just does this auto save? See the disciplines advantages? Is it the top right, the sort of the red box, which we put the main one in? For example, obfuscate. It's just I'm getting a bit confused with the drop down boxes.
Well, it should save him once you put something in it.
Yeah,
I
but
was confused at first too, but the big one on top, animalism, is mine. You can like add powers underneath that, and animalism is like the main thing it falls under, and then the like little
right,
drop
okay.
downs you can get are like your levels in that, and you can
I've
add
went down a level.
descriptions.
That's what I've done wrong.
I was
Yeah.
trying to figure it out too. It took me a second.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
I
okay.
see what you're
I'll
saying.
redo that. Yeah.
Yeah, so your disciplines are basically like, you know, in sort of D&D parlance, the school of magic that you know, and each of those schools has different spells underneath it. So your discipline has different abilities underneath that. Yeah, and I would encourage you to put the information in there, so if there is ever a question, you can just hit that little chat bubble, and it'll show the entire power in the chat, so we can quickly just look over it and make any sort of ruling in that sort of a case.
Quick,
and
can
if you
we
don't want
go
to, that's
over
fine.
backgrounds?
Oh,
Can we
yeah.
do backgrounds real quick together? Because I know that adds some stuff too.
Yeah, so that's going to be under the advantages. Where are you? Where the hell is that?
I don't know.
I was just
then-
there. Oh, here it is. So it's page 184. So backgrounds are just another form of advantage that you can choose. So you have your
Oh.
allies, which are just, you know, extra friends in the community that might be able to help you. And depending on the level
Okay.
of the background, it gives you more or less power within it. You can have some
Okay,
contacts.
I see.
Okay.
I thought that was as well as that's just a different type of
Right.
advantage. Okay, cool.
One thing to note also is that if you go to the reverse side of your character sheet, you have your touchstones and convictions. These are things that are in the character sorry, I'm smacking my mic. I'm actually having a hard time finding a lot of this information in this damn book, this core role-playing book. But you don't have to have them. If you want to have some, that's fine. Some of the touchstones and convictions are going to be influenced by your clan. You have a clan Bane also, so make sure you note that. The Chronicle tenants, I wouldn't really worry about because this is just going to be, you know, us sort of riffing and having some fun rather than being super serious. You also get extra points now that, you know, once you've finished filling in all your stuff for your character, where you get 15, I think it's 15 points to distribute to advance whatever other skills you want to add in or increase, but there's a cost to doing that. So I'm going to put that in the chat as well here so you can see it quickly. So from those 15 points, you, did that come through? Trait cost, experience points. Yeah, so increasing an attribute to a new level is whatever level you're at now times 5. So clearly you're not going to be able to increase very much, if only one thing usually, with 15 points. But that tells you how much it costs to go up, you know, the next level in a skill or attribute or something like that. Let me see. So make sure that you take care of that. And actually, if you guys are Ancillay, which is the 10th or 11th generation, each player adds 2 points to your advantages. You add 2 points to your flaws. You subtract 1 from humanity, and you spend 35 experience points, not 15. So that's, I'm just going to...
Wait, so I got to take on more flaws than 2?
you add 2 points of flaws. So you can either increase a flaw you have to 4 if you already had it as 2, or add in another flaw at 2, or however you want to break it down. But yeah, you do need extra flaws to balance out that extra power that you're getting.
Cool.
And that should be it.
Do we get to play?
Not today. I don't have anything planned as of yet. So we will be doing that next time. So I'll have to do a schedule, and I have to get Robert's character made too.
Yeah, he's not back until next week, so it'll be a bit.
What was that?
What's the?
So he's not back. Oh,
Kyle.
Okay.
The theme?
The theme is going to be what we do in the shadows.
Oh, okay.
I mean, arguably that could be your chronicle or or whatever. I mean, I don't know. Where are you seeing theme? I'm not even sure you're seeing that.
And you select your advantages, like
I had no idea what that was
3
either.
dots.
Oh no, that's under looks, right? Oh no, that's
Oh,
category.
I see.
That's category.
Right. It's just whether it's an advantage, the type of advantage. So if it's a merit or a background.
Oh.
Well, that's the category. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah. Maybe if it's just a disadvantage or an advantage, but it's under the own.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. There is a lot about this version that I still find a bit confusing that I have to work out. I've been watching like a bunch of videos, and there's nothing worse than watching people who are really into vampire explain it. It's a nightmare. It's just insufferable because they always look Hot Topic. It's just painful.
The 6-foot trench coat on the 4-foot body.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we should do that for our next campaign where we all do the like, where are you? Look all seen and emo and stuff.
You should definitely dress up. That would be awesome.
I said we.
Yeah. We as in all of you.
Yeah. Me, myself, and me, and I. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I love the voices that you guys took on. I love the personality traits that you showcased in your little hot seat moment. So let's bring that to add to just the fun of this entire experience. I mean, I'll be doing voices for the characters and stuff like that too, so you won't be alone. I know some people can feel a little awkward if they're the only ones doing it. Usually that's me. So. But all right, any other questions or anything about this character creation? You guys feel like you pretty much got your characters down?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Well, thanks guys so much for joining. For those of you watching this, what did you think of these characters? Do you think this is going to be an entertaining group? And what do you think, how do you think we can actually pull off a What We Do in the Shadows story with a very serious story-based role-playing game system? Do you think we should use a different system to make this a little more engaging? Let us know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching today's What We Do in the Shadows Vampire the Masquerade Session 0. Subscribe and ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Don't forget to click the like button and comment to let others learn about this incredibly interesting series of videos that we're about to put out. And as always, remember, the evil spelled backwards is live. So get out there. Be evil.
Be what?
Evil.